Let's get back to the phones. We take calls every Friday through the David Pakman Show Discord, which you can find at davidpakman.com/Discord. Let's hear from folks like, oh, I don't know. How about James from Southern California? James, welcome.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine, James.
Excellent. Well, first of all, thank you so much for everything you've done over the years.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask your opinion on something. What do you think the reality is of us eliminating the Electoral College system, and what would be the path to that if it is a reality?
I see it as an almost impossibility through constitutional amendment. This would be one way to change the Electoral College. It would be to actually have a constitutional convention and change the way that it functions. I see that as almost an impossibility. The more likely scenario is something called the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. The way this works is individual states can decide to assign their electoral votes however they want. Normally, what states do is they say, whoever wins our state gets the electoral votes. But states can say, instead, we're going to give our electoral votes to whoever wins the national popular vote. So you could have a state like, for example, Pennsylvania say, in the future, we're not going to pay attention to whether Trump or Biden win Pennsylvania. We're going to pay attention to whether Trump or Biden get more votes nationally. And that's who will get Pennsylvania's electoral votes. Does that part make sense, James, how that would work?
Yes, it does. So it sounds like pretty much if we want to achieve this, we'd have to start rallying on the state level.
And the thing is, a bunch of states have already signed up for this. And of course, for it to go into force, you need enough states to do it such that their electoral votes would be more than the 270 that one needs to become president. But the problem is we've got a lot of the blue states. Some red states, or at least purple states, are going to need to come aboard. And so that's the challenge right now. But I see that as a way more likely way to get to a national popular vote than a constitutional amendment.
Sounds good. At least there's some reality there of pulling it off.
Yeah. It's not an impossibility, but it's also, this is not everyone's top priority, I think is fair to say.
Yeah, and that's the problem. It's a long shot. People aren't pushing for it. We've got all these important short-term things to deal with. And,
exactly.
That just falls by the wayside. Well, thank you so much for your time, David. I appreciate it.
All right. My pleasure. There is James from Southern California making a number of important declarations.